Good evening. It's Friday, January 7th. Here's the latest to get you caught up on the biggest stories today.
And we begin tonight with the sentencing of Ahmaud Arbery's three killers set to spend the rest of their lives in prison, only one of them getting a chance at parole. Our Haley Mason has the latest.
I just spoke exclusively with Ahmaud Arbery's mother as she reflected on this day of testimony that was emotional yet powerful in this sentencing hearing. The family realizing that one chapter is closing in the criminal case as the men convicted of murder in Ahmaud Arbery's case will now spend the rest of their lives in prison.
He left his home apparently to go for a run, and he ended up running for his life.
After more than a month in the Glenn County Jail, Gregory and Travis McMichael and William Roddy Bryan were sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery.
State's position is he and his son still believe they didn't do anything wrong, and that is a lack of remorse or empathy.
Judge Timothy Walmsley making the ruling in line with the prosecution after a day-long hearing.
Ahmaud Arbery was then hunted down and shot. And he was killed because individuals here in this courtroom took the law into their own hands.
The McMichaels will serve life in prison with no possibility of parole. Bryan will be eligible for parole after serving at least 3 decades. Judge Walmsley saying Bryan displayed concern and remorse about what happened. She said when they could not scare or intimidate him, they killed him.
He took the time to actually address them one by one, especially he took quotations from all 3 defendants, and he addressed them one by one. I mean, that spoke volumes.
Arbery's mother told the court she promised her son when she laid him to rest that she would find justice. She spoke with me exclusively after the verdict.
Today when I was addressing the courts and I was talking to Judge Walmsley, I knew that he was paying attention. I knew that he was listening to the things that I was saying.
The McMichaels and Bryan did not give statements of their own in court, remaining silent because they have a federal hate crimes trial approaching in February. Judge Walmsley indicating, though, he did not see remorse from the McMichaels, noting they turned their backs and walked away after shooting Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery's death should force us to consider expanding our definition of what a neighbor may be and how we treat them. Assuming the worst in others, we show our worst character. Assuming the best in others is always the best course of action.
And while this is the end of the criminal trial, the defendants will be back here in court again in the federal courthouse, where the Department of Justice will try to prove that the killing of Ahmaud Arbery was racially motivated. And we'll continue to bring you that coverage as well and have more on this day of court later tonight on CBS 46 and Peachtree TV. But for now, I'm reporting live in Brunswick, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
Activist, humanitarian Sidney Poitier, he died Thursday night. He was 94 years old.
He lived a very rich life. CBS 46's Karen Kerr joins us in studio. And Karen, Poitier, he paved the way for so many generations.
He absolutely did, Sean and Rick. Sidney Poitier was the epitome of class and grace, overcoming obstacles his first day on this earth as he fought for his life. He had many connections to Atlanta, including his first wife, Juanita Poitier, and his daughter, Beverly, who have lived in Atlanta for years.
Come on. Why, you black? Go ahead and say it.
Most people know Sidney Poitier was the first prominent black movie star. In 1964, becoming the first African-American to win the Oscar for Best Actor in the film Lilies of the Field.
You think of yourself as a colored man. I think of myself as a man.
One place Poitier's accomplishments are celebrated here in Atlanta at the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame.
Sidney Poitier standing in his footprints. We had to wait a long time to get the shot because he was crying so.
But did you know Poitier was born prematurely in Miami, weighing just 3 pounds? His parents were there delivering tomatoes from their farm on Cat Island in the Bahamas. And as he grew up and moved to the United States, he became a big part of the civil rights movement, even helping his friend get elected to Congress, the Honorable Andrew Young.
He held the first Sidney, Harry Belafonte, Lena Horne, and Alan King had the first benefit for my campaign.
Young says the civil rights movement could not have made it without stars like Poitier, who made desegregation respectful. Young remembers seeing Poitier for the last time October 7th of 2019 at the opening of the all-new Tyler Perry Studios, where Perry dedicated and named a soundstage in Poitier's honor.
Without what we did, there couldn't be a Tyler Perry Studio.
I came here at a time when this Hollywood that you know was not the Hollywood here when I arrived.
Messages honoring and mourning Poitier are flooding social media. Whoopi Goldberg, who also has a soundstage in her name at Tyler Perry Studios, writing on Twitter, he showed us how to reach for the stars. And of course, Atlanta's own Tyler Perry on Instagram, the grace and class that the man has shown throughout his entire life. The example he set for me, not only as a black man, but as a human being, will never be forgotten. I know it's cliche, guys, but his accomplishments have definitely paved the way for so many. Poitier died in his Los Angeles home last night. Funeral services have not yet been announced.
Massage therapist charged with sex crimes in Tennessee may now be preying on Georgians.
Prosecutors want this man's bond revoked. A Georgia woman claims he tried to give her a massage after having his license revoked.
CBS 46 investigative reporter Rachel Polanski digging through documents as we hear from the accuser.
That's right. Tarek Mentori was allowed to move from Nashville to Duluth to care for his sick mother while awaiting trial. However, the court prohibited him from giving massages. But according to a Duluth woman who has since come forward, he broke those conditions pretty quickly.
Tarek Mentori faces 19 charges in Nashville, Tennessee, where our sister station, WSMV, talked with over a dozen women who have accused him of, quote, sexual misconduct, including rape and sexual battery, during massages or at job interviews. Of course, this Duluth woman did not know about any of that when she met Mentori on the Nextdoor app.
He offered to give me a massage.
And that is a direct violation of Mentori's bond conditions, as he is unlicensed to give massages. Still, he asked Diane, who did not want to reveal her last name, "Do you like massages?" And later, "I still want to give you neck and foot massage."
There was a sexual aspect to it.
After Diane reached out to Duluth police, an investigator shared her complaints with the Tennessee DA's office, who responded with this motion to set additional bond conditions or to revoke Mentori's bond entirely to, quote, protect the victims and the public because he continues to engage in predatory behavior. The state also asked the judge to impose a blanket ban on the internet as an additional condition of Mentori's bond.
It was just inconceivable to me that somebody could be doing the same things in another state and just get away with it.
And this was not the first time Duluth police had a call about Mentori.
Can we talk to him?
In December, officers went to his address for a welfare check after someone texted help from his cell phone.
We received a tip line saying help. GBI from your phone on it?
Saying someone from your phone, or a tip line saying someone.
Maybe I made a mistake by phone.
Maybe I texted by mistake. What was the number? I know I don't need anything, but I might have texted.
Now, Mentori eventually said that he did text by mistake. Meanwhile, we stopped by his address. We did see him, but he did not want to talk with us. As for those bond conditions, a judge will now decide if any additional action should be taken. Rachel Polanski, CBS 46 News.
Rachel, thank you. Tonight, Metro Atlanta school districts grappling with the decision about how to keep students and teachers safe. This comes as COVID cases rise in both adults and children. Right now, Georgia is averaging more than 2,200 new cases in children each day. Governor Brian Kemp just sent this letter to local districts, giving them the go-ahead to loosen COVID protocols. CBS 46's Megan Packer is live in DeKalb County tonight. And Megan, every district is operating differently.
Sean, they really are. Many districts in the area have been virtual this week, but that will change come Monday when many will return to the classroom.
It's a high anxiety time, especially with having 3 kids in public schools.
Parents are feeling a range of emotions. School districts across Metro Atlanta are coming up with their plans for whether they're returning to in-person learning and with what guidelines in place. It's a lot for district leaders, too.
This has been a very difficult time, to be quite honest with you.
You have entire families who are testing positive within a few days of each other. And I'm concerned about what that's going to mean for school.
Pediatrician Dr. Kiana Washington says COVID symptoms tend to be mild in children, but the Omicron variant is easily spread.
I'm concerned that there's going to be an issue with kids staying in school, both from a contagious issue as well as from a staffing issue.
Governor Brian Kemp and Public Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey sent this letter to superintendents referencing an updated administrative order that eases contact tracing and quarantine requirements. Cobb County Schools then announced it will discontinue contact tracing altogether, baffling some parents.
Honestly, I feel as a mom, like this is crazy making.
We did receive that guidance and we're going to be implementing some aspects of it, such as test to stay, but we are moving forward with contact tracing and case investigation in APS.
Clayton County Superintendent is asking everyone to work together.
This is not the time to be combative. This is not the time to be disrespectful.
So most Metro Atlanta districts will be back to face-to-face learning come Monday if they are already in the classroom. We do know Rockdale County is extending virtual learning a little bit longer until at least January 14th. Live in Chamblee tonight, Megan Packer, CBS 46 News.
Hundreds of DeKalb residents sounding off as the county moves forward in expanding the DeKalb Peachtree Airport. The expansion would add thousands of flights to Georgia's second largest airport.
This is a hub for celebrities, sports teams, and VIPs. But CBS 46's Savannah Louie spoke with neighbors today who are not excited about the growth.
It'll sound like, World War II out there.
A residential neighborhood filled with turbulence.
It does scare me a little. Sometimes I think they're going to land on my house, so I'll be honest. Sometimes I'm like, are they going to, do I need to jump out of my bed or whatever, or go downstairs?
Residents like John Shapiro hear engines over their homes throughout the day, a problem they only expect will get worse. The proposed expansion at DeKalb Peachtree Airport will add several thousand operations to its annual 209,000 takeoffs and landings, plus more hangars to house even more planes.
It's hard to stop progress. It's all in the name of progress.
But stopping the progress is exactly what hundreds of residents are trying to do in a petition to halt the airport's expansion.
I'll be happy to look at the petition and be a point and sign my name.
Laura Mont's among the frustrated neighbors as problems have grown worse.
We bought this house and we're near an airport, like you're going to have that noise no matter what, but it just seems like in the past even year it's gotten worse, and that with this expansion it could just continue that way.
Families under flight plans say the growth will bring more noise, pollution, lower home values, and reduced quality of life, while others who live nearby but not in the direct line of the decibels are more optimistic. The expansion bringing flights, amenities, and job opportunities to the area.
I'm all about expansion and growing the city, and PDK is an airport where a lot of CEOs, celebrities, and so forth come from. I think it might be good for the city.
The Airport Advisory Committee will have a virtual meeting this Monday. We'll have a link to that at CBS46.com. For now, reporting from DeKalb County, Savannah Louie, CBS 46 News.
Savannah, thank you. We reached out to DeKalb County about those concerns. We have yet to hear back.
New video tonight, and a man accused of stealing a BMW tracked down from above by Atlanta police. And take a look at this video. It shows the suspect losing control and crashing into a power pole on Wednesday. And then, watch this, the guy gets out of the car and runs, but he doesn't get far. Officers on the ground eventually catch up and arrest him.
It's hard to beat that vantage point. And a crime alert tonight. Neighbors in Grant Park say teenagers shot at construction workers who confronted them for stealing. Wow, you can hear the gunshot Thursday afternoon on Grant Street. Another video shows the group riding away on scooters. On the same street Tuesday, video captured a group of teenagers smashing a window and stealing from two cars. Neighbors believe it is from the same group. We're told DeKalb County Police are now investigating those concerns.
A Villa Rica family needs help finding whoever stole their 10-year-old's custom racing equipment. And this is quite a collection they had here. The family says that cameras caught crooks stealing more than $100,000 worth of gear, including custom-built race cars. It was all being stored in a trailer at a storage facility. The family says the thieves took the entire trailer.
This is awful. His racing suit is gone. We have a lot of equipment gone. A compressor is gone. His Hans devices, his straps.
Everything that you can sell.
His shoes. All those are gone at this time. Anything that we need for him to be able to race is gone.
Oh, what a bummer that is. The trailer was actually found last night. The race cars, though, are still missing.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.